afternoon, good morning, good day, good evening, everybody. It is Saturday, October 8th, and you know what that means. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. I am your host. I'm entering the fight pit. It is I, Jeremy Pierce, and we are covering October 1st to October 7th. And let's just get into it. As always, first things first, you know you can hit me up on my socials. Charismatic Creations on Facebook, Tumblr, and YouTube. Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram. And the 215 on Twitter. Don't forget to check out Charismatic. Well, right now, Charismatic Creations, because we're going to be getting the... actually, Charismatic Cards, because I'm going to be doing the Digimon preview. The set drops... XBT10 drops, and I'm going to be looking at those cards, and then the structure decks also drop as well. Last time on our last show, we had an impromptu Extreme Rules flashback because, well, I'm going to Extreme Rules tonight with a few others. It is in Philadelphia, 6 matches, and this is not a preview show. We'll do a quick prediction for that. I made my main predictions on the Friday Night. You can always check them out. And today's show, we're going to be looking at the scariest wrestlers, and not just in aesthetic, but scary, good, and bad in the ring. Scary, good, and bad on the mic. Yeah. And then we'll check out guys and girls that are just scary, good in the ring. Well, scary wrestlers. But for now, you know what's next, so just go on and hit my music. So on the news front, let's see what we got. So first things first, AEW are interested in Juice Robinson. He did take on Moxley in the Philadelphia show. They're interested in him. They're also interested in Bandito, as well as they're both free agents. The Smackdown, the September 30th show did 2.38 million viewers with the .50 in the 18 to 49 demo. That's about actually the same. Only thing that really went down was the demo. It looks like they had the same amount of viewerships as the week before. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat will team up with FTR in a return match. As he returns to the ring, he'll be taking on the team of Jay Lethal, Brock Anderson, and a mystery partner. This should be fun. The jury, this is serious. A jury has ruled against the WWE and Randy Orton's tattoo lawsuit, as pretty much they're saying they put her designs in WWE 2K without her permission. The designs are on Randy's body, so this could set a precedent for the future. This really could set the precedent for the future of people saying, "Well, why you put my designs in this game?" Especially when it comes to tattoos. Why am I not getting paid? Rick Joseph and Mackenzie Mitchell have gotten married. Neither one of them were on NXT this week, and I just want to say congratulations. Also, Mackenzie Mitchell is like incredibly gorgeous. Like Vic Joseph, 2 claps. My guy, congratulations. Like, have you seen Mackenzie Mitchell? All right, I'm done. Mackenzie's great. She's no Gigi. Rampage last Friday show saw a fall right after Grand Slam. This was the Philly week. It was a bad week for Rampage. Hurricane put on a good show. They did under 500,000 viewers. They did 472,000 with a .16 and an 18:49. And here's the thing with Rampage, is it's got to be put in a better time. So like Fridays at 10 isn't a great time slot, and then I say that and I'm immediately thinking of Blue Bloods, which has been on CBS, hold on, for 13 years at this point. Blue Bloods, same time slot, Friday at 10 o'clock. It's crazy. Raw saw a drop in viewership, and this was the go home show for Extreme Rules. They did 1.59 million viewers with a .40 in the 18 to 49 demo. It's a little bit down in viewership, and it's definitely down in the demo. Now, we're just gonna run all of this together. Andrade. It's very clear that Andrade is unhappy with how he's been booked in his position in AEW. I am unhappy with his position and how he's been booked in AEW. He was supposed to take on 10 on Rampage. That match got pulled. Why? Because he got into a little altercation with Sammy Guevara. So yes, something else involves Sammy Guevara. Again, we have conflicting reports, but it sounds like Sammy was being a dick and Andrade threw a punch. And Andrade told Sammy earlier in the week that I'm coming for you. They got into a little tiff on Twitter, and Andrade got sent home while Sammy wasn't. Not only did Sammy not get home for being involved, he was at the main event of Dynamite and got the win. It sounds like Andrade might be trying to get fired from AEW. It's not going to work. A lot of this can just be solved by just having a simple conversation. That's it. Just talk to Tony Khan like, yo, I came here. Why have you fucked me up? Seriously, you've done a horrible job booking me. He's done a horrible job booking Ruby. So just have a talk with Tony. Andrade and Sammy were warned to not do anything, to not get into an altercation, and it happened anyway. And Andrade showed up ready to fight, and AEW ignored the warnings. So some of this is on them. And some great news: Saraya has been medically cleared for in-ring action. This is awesome. She's been cleared by Dr. Sampson, and obviously they've talked to neck and head specialists, and I think they're going to slowly start working her to get more and more physical as the weeks go along, because I'm pretty sure she'll be taking on Shit Baker at Full Gear. Saraya also put over Will Nightingale, who got the win. We'll get into that a little later, by also dissing Britt. As shout out to Willow, she's a badass. Also, fuck Britt Baker. Yes, always and ever, forever, fuck Britt Baker. Konosuke Takeshita is set to make his AEW return soon, and this guy is great. If you haven't seen his matches in his short time that he was in AEW, check him out. He lost more than he won, but all his losses were against major opponents: Eddie Kingston, Bryan Danielson. The guy is so good. I can't wait to see him back in the ring. The WWE has changed up the announce teams, which I am not a fan of. So starting last night on Smackdown, the new teams are: Smackdown will be Michael Cole and Wade Barrett, with Samantha Irvin doing the ring announcing and Kayla Braxton and Megan Morant doing the backstage interviews. Raw will be Corey Graves and Kevin Patrick, with Mike Rome announcing in the ring, and Byron Saxton will be working the backstage interviews, along with the return of Queen Kathy herself. Kathy Kelly is back, baby. Let's go. Over on NXT, it'll be Vic Joseph and Booker T. Alicia Taylor will still be doing ring announcing, and Mackenzie Mitchell will be doing the backstage interviews. Premium live events will be Michael Cole and Corey Graves, and Pat McAfee will return once he's finished with ESPN's College Game Day. So will SmackDown become a 3-man team now? I'm not sure. I don't think this change needed to happen. If you saw, Nigel McGuinness was also let go, and that sucks. He'll be picked up by somebody. He's a great just individual in the wrestling world. With the end of NXT UK. It just made sense for him to be just gone. I could expect Tony Khan to make a play for him, but Vic and Wade Barrett were pretty fine, pretty good on NXT. Michael and Pat over on SmackDown, but now Corey's been demoted. Jimmy Smith is no longer with the company, and Michael Cole and Corey Graves will be calling premium live events, which I don't like, and they're going to be pushing Corey Graves to the end of the earth. Dynamite saw a boost in their viewership. Wednesday's episode did a little over 1 million viewers with a 1.038 in with the viewerships and the 0.33 in the 18 to 49 demo. And some very sad news. Tough Enough winner Sarah Lee passes away this week. She passed away. She was only 30 years old. She's married to wrestler Wesley Blake, who you know from the Forgotten Sons. And there's been a fundraiser for her and her family just to pay for expenses, and it sucks. You know, it sucks. And lastly, Sarah Logan looks like she will be coming back, joining her husband and friends in the Viking Raiders. I've always liked Sarah Logan. She was featured before in a Viking Raiders video, was the Viking Funeral. Now she's featured again in a new video for the Viking Raiders. But that's the news, and we shall be right back. All right, so I'm gonna do my best to cover this week in review because there was a lot, and I apologize to Impact beforehand. You guys are gonna fall just a little bit back on the wayside, but I promise you we're gonna cover Bound for Glory. So starting with Monday Night Raw, we had the Extreme Rules Go Home show. The show gets a fist. It was okay. Judgment Day opened the show, say Judgment Day things. Dom said he hates his father, and okay. AJ and Ray attack. Tag match happens. The Judgment Day wins. Ray was again too preoccupied with his son and went to go help AJ after the match, and AJ didn't want that. Like, Ray, Dom's a grown-ass man. Let it go. Let it the fuck go. The Bloodline is on Raw, and they run into the Street Profits. Solo will face Dawkins. Also of note, Montez Ford was in a walking boot. Mustafa Ali challenged Lashley to a match. Lashley won that match, but Ali put up a valiant effort. This was just a match to have because neither guy had anything to do. After the match, Seth Rollins gave both Lashley and Ali the curb stomp. Riddle and Seth, I like how things just eased into other things. So Riddle and Seth had a segment in the ring. Wasn't that great? The best part about the whole segment was the pre-tape by Daniel Cormier, who is the special guest referee for the Fight Pit. Dakota Kai beat Candice LeRae after some shenanigans. Dexter Lumis, got his hands on The Miz again. Got his hands on The Miz again. They gotta explain something at this point. Otis defeated Johnny Gargano. The Strowman came out for his match, and he defeated Chad Gable. But also during that match, we get to see why Chad Gable is just a phenomenal individual inside those roles. Bayley and Bianca had a contract signing for their ladder match for Extreme Rules, and it ended with Damage Control taking out everybody. Solo Sikoa defeated Angelo Dawkins, and of note, Jimmy and Sammy were on one side of the ring while Jey Uso was on the other side of the ring. Yeah, that's beautiful stuff. Edge had another pre-tape promo. They made know the Edge was in Philadelphia promoting Extreme Rules. And in our main event, Io Sky defeated Alexa Bliss with some more shenanigans, and then Damage Control beat up everybody. And I like how we're getting the teams together for War Games. That'll clearly be Damage Control and a fourth versus Bianca, Alexa, Asuka, and one more person. I'm expecting it to probably either be Becky or Raquel, and then teaming up with Damage Control. That's tough. I don't know who they could logically put in there without having to call someone up, but we shall see. Over on Dynamite, we had a very, very strong rebound from last week. This show gets a thumb up. MJF defeated Wheeler Yuta in the opening match. Very, very good. This is two men that know each other well, going all the way back to the days in MLW. The Firm attacked Wheeler Yuta after the match, and MJ didn't want that. They gave him the diamond ring, and he was about to go punch Wheeler Yuta because he is an ass. And this was after Wheeler Yuta offered to shake his hand. But William Regal was on commentary, as he is for all BCC matches. He got up and pulled the nuts out of his pocket, and they didn't want that smoke. Darby Allin defeated Jay Lethal after Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh accidentally caused a distraction, and we might be doing a Jay Lethal face turn. Wardlow retained the TNT Championship against Brian Cage. Very, very good match. The Embassy then attacked until Samoa Joe and FDR made the save. Toni Storm, Willow Nightingale, and Athena defeated Jamie Hayter, Serena Deeb, and Penelope Ford. Another fun match, and women are finally getting more time to shine. Saraya actually got physical, and like I said in the news segment, she has been cleared to compete. And Willow Nightingale got the pin because she was facing. We did another segment with her getting a title shot against Jade at the Battle of the Belts. We had National Scissoring Day. They claim they're just super over. Love it. Swerve came out and said he wants daddy ass, and he'll get daddy ass. Hangman Page beat Roosh. Private Party came out to attack Hangman Page, but Mox wasn't having any of it. And he said some things to Hangman that, yo, you and I beating everybody, except for each other. Alright. We'll see what happens when they get to Cincinnati. Luchasaurus squashed Fuego del Sol in our main event. Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara defeated the team of Daniel Bryan. Daniel Garcia and Bryan Danielson. That was pretty funny. Over on Impact, we had the Bound for Glory go home show, and it was a solid all around show because Impact, I think at this point, might be incapable of putting on bad shows, if you feel me. But for Bound for Glory, which was Friday night, Frankie Kazarian defeated Mike Bailey for the X Division Championship. Mickey James defeated Mia Yim, so her career is not over yet. The Death Dolls, team of Taya Valkyrie and Jessica, defeated VXT, the team of Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo, for the Knockout Tag Team Championships. And side note, I would really like for the Knockouts Tag Team Championships to become a traveling championship. There's only so many things you can do by revolving around the same teams in Impact. Bring it over to AEW, bring it over to Ring of Honor, and let's make it do what it do. The Kingdom retained the Tag Team Champions over Motor City Machine Guns, which was the first shocker, in my opinion, of the evening, because I really thought MCMG would win. Bully Ray won the Call Your Shots Battle Royal. Jordan Grace, the Nux shocker, retained over Masha Slamovich, so I really want to see where they're going to go with that. And Josh Alexander retained the World Championship over Eddie Edwards. Over on SmackDown, we had this show. Not good, not bad, just there. The Bloodline opened the show. Logan Paul stoked the flames, trying to turn Jey Uso again. Remember, Jey Uso, this all started with Jey Uso, the acknowledgement. This all started with main event Jey Uso, but Sami Zayn plays the peacemaker. This is beautiful stuff, man. Best storyline in all of wrestling right now. Anything going on with the Bloodline. Solo Sikoa defeated Ricochet. Roman pawned off Jay on a Sami because he's tired of Jay being a hot head. Legado del Fantasma debuts and they take out Hit Row. Of note, Zelina Vega has replaced Elektra Lopez in Legado del Fantasma, which I don't agree with. I would have much rather have them add Zelina to the group and make Zelina and Elektra Lopez a tag team. You could always use more tag teams. Speaking of tag teams, Shotzi and Raquel, who are now teaming up because Ali is hurt, I guess. Defeated Xia Li and Sonya Deville in a 2-minute match. This was the only women's segment on the entire show. Because Liv and Ronda got a hype video. So you could have given this match, like, I get it's the go-home show, but don't just throw this here to throw this here. Karrion Kross fights back after Drew McIntyre jumped him and takes him out. Kind of feel... LA Knight is back. Yeah. He took out Mansoor, and they'll be fighting next week. The New Day and Braun Strowman defeated the Usos and Sammy, because there's always trouble in the bloodline between Jay and Sammy. Gunther retained the Intercontinental Championship in another banger of a match against Sheamus. Gunther had to cheat this time, which shows you he's getting desperate. Which shows you that Sammy is on his ass. Over on Rampage and Battle of the Belts, both live episodes, the BCC defeated La Facción Ingobernable, and it's going to be time for the BCC to go after the Trios Championships if you just replace Mox with Bryan Danielson. Tony Nese and Josh Woods made quick work of the Varsity Blondes. Mark Sterling has trademarked the word varsity, and now Nese and Woods are the varsity athletes. They claim to arrive. Yeah. Looks like their next feud will be against Tony Nese and Josh Woods. Tay JAS defeated Madison Rayne and Sky Blue. And the Death Triangle in our main event retained the Trio Championships over the Dark Order after Pac cheated. And then immediately after Rampage was over, we went to Battle of the Belts, also live. And the first match was Pac defended the All-Atlantic Championship against Trent. And guess what? Pac won by cheating. Jade Cargill retained the TBS Championship over Willow Nightingale. Matt Hardy and the Firm will be starting a little feud as we're going to be working on Private Party, slowly becoming faces. And FTR retained the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles against the Gates of Agony. And here's my only issue with Battle of the Belts. Titles don't change hands. Not a single title has ever changed hands on the 4 Battle of the Belts that we've had. And yes, Jade wasn't going to lose because I really believe that they were going to have Chris Statlander beat Jade. But it looks like it might be Nyla Rose to possibly beat Jade, as Nyla stole Jade's belts. And seeing, I would have been fine with FTR losing the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles to the Gates of Agony. I would have been fine with Pac losing the All-Atlantic, but you just can't keep doing the same shit over and over and over again. For Extreme Rules, we've got 6 matches. Once again, I will be there tonight. My predictions are Bayley will defeat Bianca in the ladder match to win the Raw Women's Championship. The Brawling Brutes will defeat Imperium in the good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. Originally, I said Karrion Kross was going to beat Drew McIntyre in that scrap match, but after SmackDown ended, I'm not going to go against my original pick. Karrion Kross will win. Finn Balor will defeat Edge in the I Quit match, but he won't beat him by physically beating him. It'll be a mental, either something like the Judgment Day will have Beth Phoenix, or Dom will threaten to take off Ray's mask, forcing Edge to quit. An Extreme Rules match, I got Ronda Rousey defeating Liv Morgan for the SmackDown Women's Championship in the main event. I got Riddle over Matt Riddle defeating Seth Rollins in the Fight Pit. And I think this is, now the question is, where does Bray Wyatt show up at? It's probably going to be the strap match. I would much prefer it to be the main events. Our matches of the week, we've got a couple, y'all, from Dynamite. Definitely check out MJF versus Wheeler Yuta. This was, I believe, MJF's first match back since returning, and no better opponent to have than someone he knows very, very well in the ring, and he can tell a really good story. Also, Dasha, you said Wheeler Yuta was from Pittsburgh on Rampage. She's from Philadelphia. Don't fuck it up again. Also from Dynamite, the TNT Championship, Wardlow versus Brian Cage. Solid match. It's just big men slapping man meat. From SmackDown, the Intercontinental Championship match. Once again, Gunther versus Sheamus. Check that bad boy out. From Rampage, the Trios Championship match, Death Triangle versus the Dark Order. From Battle of the Belts, the All Atlantic Championship match, Pac versus Trent. And from Bound for Glory, X Division Championship, Mike Bailey versus Frankie Kazarian. The Knockout Championship match, Jordan Grace versus Masha Slamovich. And the World Championship match, Josh Alexander versus Eddie Edwards. Our stars of the week. I originally had someone down, I just deleted their name. I'm going to have to go with Pac. I have to go with Pac for doing 2 back-to-back matches, 2 back-to-back championship defenses. And to a lesser extent, once again, I'll go Gunther and Sheamus. So those are our stars of the week. Those are our matches of the week. And we, ladies and gentlemen, shall be right back with our top story. It is spooky season, and why not? Why not? Why not check out scary things? So it's kind of going to be a 2-part show of not only scary this week, but scary next week. And today we're just going to look at scary wrestlers. But you're thinking, so scary in what way? Well, we've got scary bad in the ring, we've got scary bad on the mic, but then we also have scary good in the ring, scary good at the mic, and then of course scary wrestlers. And this could be a very long list, a very extreme way to look at things. And definitely for those bad on the mic and bad in the ring. But we'll see. We'll check it out, and we'll get into it. So how about scary bad in the ring? So there is an individual that really has not progressed ever in the ring. I'm completely glad that they are no longer here, and that would be Brie Bella. Brie Bella was brought in with her sister in 07, 08. The difference between Brie and Nikki is that, well, Nikki actually got better. Simply put it, Nikki actually got better. And besides Brie's horrible entrance music, the Brie mode, absolutely horrible. Her in-ring ability just never progressed besides just passable. And there's no bigger moment than when she, doing her husband's yes kicks, gave Liv Morgan a concussion. Because of her just ineptitude in the ring. She was giving Liv the yes kicks, and it was during a 6-man tag match. It was Liv. I forget who Liv was teaming up with, but Brie was doing. If you ever seen Daniel Bryan do his just kicks, so it's kicks, yes, kicks, yes, kicks, yes. And listen, we know how good it's Bryan Danielson. We know how good Bryan Danielson might be the greatest wrestler of all time when it comes to in-ring ability, right? So it's crazy to think that Brie Bella has just not gotten better. So she kicked her, and what you're supposed to do is when you kick them in the chest, flat in the chest. And what you're supposed to do, right, is you're supposed to wait. So when the first kick kicks and they fall forward, you're supposed to wait for them to ready themselves, lifting their bodies back up so you can kick them back in the chest. That's just how it works. No, she kicked Liv square in the face twice, and Morgan just fell to the mat. And after trying to continue the match, she couldn't. She had to go back into the locker room and it was reported that she suffered a concussion. Those are taken very, very seriously. And Brie has had many slip ups, but this was the biggest one. She was never really talented in the ring. And yes, accidents do happen, but this is one of the safest things you can do. Just wasn't the way. And it's crazy to think that not only are you married to one of the best wrestlers ever, but your sister, mind you both were more than just to be eye candy, has progressed to becoming a serviceable wrestler, but you haven't. So yeah, that's why Brie Bella's on this list. Next up on this list, how about one? She's a rookie. She is a rookie, but how about Lash Legend in NXT? Her progress hasn't been great. All right. Former basketball player Andrea Howard signed under the NXT brand, right? And first it started out as kind of her talking segment. Which wasn't good. And they tried to put her in an immediate feud with Taya Valkyrie, which was, one, stupid. That's, in my opinion, disrespectful to Taya Valkyrie. But yes, NXT is supposed to be the developmental brand. She's not developing quick enough. Now, yes, she's a rookie. Yes, she's new to this, but she's not good. Like, she's just not good in the ring. And that sucks. I totally understand and get what they see in her. But they might need to give up the ghost on this one. And I'm going to put her in there in the same side with Nikita Lyons, who also has some progressed in her. And we know what they see in Nikita Lyons, a good-looking, thick white girl. But the two of them just, something's missing, and they have seriously digressed in the ring. And I don't think I can ever see them being called up to the main roster. Last but not least, how about a guy who's wrestling tonight, who I think is just average? Karrion Kross. He is, for all intents and purposes, corny. He is basic. He is generic created wrestler number 48. That's what he is. So why? What does Hunter see in him? I don't get it. I mean, this man was, I believe he was a part of? No. So I was wondering to make sure. I thought he was a part of La Faction. He was. He's a part of La Faction now in Gobernacle. You know who's in that faction? Great wrestlers. Great wrestlers. Roosh, Conan, Kenny King. Kross does nothing for me. He is so bland. His moveset is so basic, and he's just here. He's just here. And it's like what Adam Cole said, you take away the lights, you take away the glitz, the glamour. What is he? He is just a man who has not gotten better. How about scary bad on the mic? Now, the one thing, you can always say the one thing you need to be able to do in professional wrestling is be able to cut a promo. You don't have to be The Rock. You don't have to be MJF. You just gotta be able to cut a solid promo. Now, if you just know you can't cut promos, then don't cut promos. Or you can be like Chris Benoit, who rarely ever spoke and let his in-ring work do all the talking for him. You feel me? But Lord, Von Wagner is such horrible garbage trash on the mic. Bland, boring, and another creator wrestler. He can't cut promos. He can't talk. Now, if they were to give him more pre-tape segments, I'd be like, okay, there might be something there. They can't even do that with him. And another guy on this list who's one of the all-time greats. One of the all-time greats, folks. Some of you don't want to admit it. Bret Hart isn't great on the mic. And it sucks because of how good he was in the ring. Bret, there was something about him with a microphone in his hand where it felt tentative. He had no flair. Promos became out average. And he was able to overcome it because his in-ring wrestling ability is just great. I mean, you can be one of the greatest of all time without being able to speak in the ring. That's why Bret the Hitman Hart is on this list. Sucks, but yeah, he's here. And we go from scary bad on the mic to scary good on the mic. Now, the people that are great on the mic heavily outweigh the people that were bad on the mic. I had to keep it short. I'm trying to keep this to about 3. So first things first, how about we go with that one Maxwell Jacob Freeman? You guys know about MJF. You guys know how good he is. It's crazy. Guy's only like 26, and he could turn people immediately just like that. And he right now could be the biggest face in the business. That honor goes to Sami Zayn. But MJF can cut a promo like no other. You can say, yo, I need you to go out there and talk for 10 minutes. Play to the crowd, do your thing. And he can do it. He's so good. And his pipe bomb, the you fucking mark. What can't this man do? I'm genuinely excited to see MJF as a baby face in the future. Not near future, but in the future, I want to see MJF as a baby face. Because now I want to see if his promos and his mic work maybe suffers. Because I think we all know and truly believe that most people are better as heels than as faces. How about the Ayatollah of rock and roll, the Wizard, the Ocho, the Lionheart, Chris Jericho? We know what this man can do. This man's a walking, talking legend. He's a GOAT. Give him his flowers. We had a show in Philly, AEW show in Philly, and it wasn't the best, but there was 20 minutes. The opening segment was 20 minutes of just Jericho talking. Jericho and Daniel Garcia and Bryan Danielson. And only, true veterans can carry a segment like that. Jericho's been going toe-to-toe with some of the best in the business on the mic. The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, HBK, MJF. He's just the man. And speaking of another great promo, great guy on the mic, Stone Cold. Now, yes, he does regret giving us the what chance, because those are absolutely horrible. But man, remember his promo of Austin 316 just says I whooped your ass? Yeah, that's GOAT shit right there. Legendary stuff by Stone Cold Steve Austin, because he was that good on the ring. He could get you pumped. He could get you heated. He could do everything. And I'll even go one step further. This was only going to be 3 people, but I had to add a 4th because his name just popped into my brain. Eddie Kingston, man. In my opinion, he's the best promo on the mic today. Over MJF, over Jericho, over Roman, over Sammy, over KO. Eddie Kingston is that dude on the mic. It's real to him. Nobody cuts better promos than him in the ring. Period. Just, he needs to teach a class on how to talk on the mic. He needs to teach a class on how to cut great promos, because that's how great he truly is when it comes to talking on the mic. It's always real to Eddie. It's always going to be real to Eddie. How about scary good in the ring? And in my opinion, in my just humble, honest opinion, the best wrestler on the planet is Io Sky. Sorry. I'm sorry if you don't feel it. Io Sky is the best wrestler on the planet. Yes, over Daniel Bryan. Over, I don't know. Sorry, Daniel Bryan. Bryan Danielson. Can't think of anybody else right now. Yes, she is the best wrestler on the planet. Just watch her work. Watch her. Flawless in ring ability. Just time and again able to dominate, man. Just make everything look so effortless. And I've rarely ever seen that. Like, we've seen great wrestlers, but I've never seen someone who makes it look so easy. And that's what she does, man. And I'm happy she's finally on the main roster. People can see how good he is. Another guy, how about Dolph Ziggler? We like to compare him to Shawn Michaels, because Shawn Michaels is also scary good in the ring, but Dolph Ziggler, his selling, his storytelling, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful work of art in the ring of what Dolph Ziggler does, and I'm happy that he's finally kind of getting respected and getting the recognition that he's like, the guy is just really good. I don't know what happened with him in fucking the Austin Theory storyline. Ziggler's just gone again. But I would love to see Ziggler get maybe one more really big run before he leaves. And I'm gonna go with a new guy. How about Konosuke Takeshita? Bro, I've never seen somebody come in and everybody's like, I need to face him. I need to wrestle him. Like, bro, Mox, Danielson, Kingston, Jay Lethal, everything said and done, like, yeah, this kid is good. Konosuke Takeshita is amazing in the ring. And he's got a beautiful mix of power, speed, technique. man, it's kind of, it always gets scary when you see somebody like you look back to yourself, man, that's that guy. If anything, I would like for you to just go back and watch those matches against opponents. Watch his match against Eddie Kingston. Watch his match against Jay Lethal. Watch his match against Bryan Danielson. Watch his match against Moxley. They're great. And we'll end it with the scary, scary wrestlers. We got a couple. How about a man that's probably re-debuting tonight? Bray Wyatt. I'm including all of this. Bray Wyatt as the cult leader. Bray Wyatt, the creepy Firefly Funhouse guy. Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. Bray Wyatt, whatever he fucking comes back to as tonight. But it gets no scarier than the Fiend. This was a just devilish persona that we haven't seen the likes of in a very, very long time in professional wrestling. And I like that it was the contrast of the rehabilitated children's show host. Because you can beat the show host, you can beat Bray Wyatt, but the Fiend's a different animal. The Fiend is an animal and a beast unto himself. And that's what made him scary. That once the Fiend showed up, you knew it was a wrap. But how about a man that Bray Wyatt drew some influence from? Waylon Mercy. He only had a handful of matches, but he made a very, very big impression, especially towards the end of his career. His character was inspired by Robert De Niro's portrayal of Max Cady and Cape Fear. Again, he was more like another cult leader, and being able to just draw people in, but it was ahead of his time. Because now, look at it now, we've got him and Bray Wyatt. You can draw a very, very good parallel from Bray Wyatt all the way back to Waylon Mercy. So shout out to Waylon Mercy. Shout out to Waylon Mercy. How about and this man isn't scary in and of itself. It was when he brought out that persona, it was a wrap, because you knew shit was about to get real. Mick Foley, not Mankind, because Mankind would do some crazy stuff, but it was, for me, Cactus Jack. Because Mankind was also scary. He was a mentally unstable patient, but something about Cactus Jack, knowing that Cactus Jack shows up, he is going to mess you up. He's going to mess you up. Prepare to lose your life. Prepare to lose pints and pints of blood. That was Cactus Jack. A dangerous man. How about a favorite of mine from Impact Wrestling, Su Yung. Su Yung actually worked in the WWE in the territory, development territory of FCW, but really made a huge name for herself in Impact Wrestling, where she is a 2-time Knockouts champion. What made Su Yung so great? She was able to develop her character on the indies. She was able to develop that persona and shine. And then once she got to Impact in 2018, she's been great. Everything she's done with the Undead Realm, everything she's done with Rosemary and Havoc and Ali, the demon. Like, that character work takes dedication, man. And she's out right now. She's pregnant with her and her husband Rich Swan's first child. But you know, once she comes back, all bets are off. And always being able to work with Father James Mitchell, her feud with Rosemary, another scary wrestler. It's great that we can get these unique characters in wrestling, and that's never ever a bad thing. So Su Yung, shout out to her. And lastly, yeah, you thought I would do like The Undertaker or Kamala. No. Obviously, we know who the freaky and scariest is. It's the Boogeyman. It's the motherfucking Boogeyman. Period. Like, think about it. The dude ate worms. He did voodoo magic. Smashed the clock on his head. It's gotta be the scariest guy in there, because when his music played, when he showed up, you knew it was going down. And many people couldn't pull this character off, but Mr. Martin Wright did, and he's definitely one of the better supernatural characters that the WWE has ever done. But that's our show. Thank you all for listening once again. I appreciate it. Next week we'll be looking at the scariest moments in the ring, out of the ring, so on and so forth. We might do a little something else extra. Always check out the social, Charismatic Creations on Facebook, Tumblr, and YouTube. Charismatic Creations 52 on Instagram, and the 215 on Twitter. And as always, Xylee, Wendy Chu, Shotzi Blackheart, and of course, the love of my life, Gigi Dolan. Holla at your boy. Peace.